Hi everyone, my name is Sophie. I'm an artist based in Melbourne, Australia, and welcome to number 11 of this series, The Collectors of Important Things. This is the second last one in the series, and I really like her. Today's collector is the collector of birdsong. I knew from the beginning that I wanted to do a collector that had something to do with birds. I have another collector, which is a collector of fish, so I thought it would just work perfectly to have both fish and birds. But I didn't want to have a caged bird situation. I wanted more of a conceptual idea behind the collecting of birds or something to do with birds. So I came up with the collector of birds song. So a song isn't something that you can physically capture or collect unless you write it down, of course. So in my mind, it's more of a thing that you collect inside your head, in your memory. And that's what I wanted this to be. I wanted her to be a collector of birdsong. Anyway, here's a little something that I wrote to go along with the illustration. She has memorized countless songs and has danced to them all. Under a blanket of song, she dances passionately while collecting the sweet little ballads gifted to her by the passing flock. She collects the bird songs because it gives her life. It's how she flies. I think each illustration in this series kind of relates to a person, a personality type, a passion, something like that. And this one I thought worked perfectly with musicians, dancers, and artists like that. I imagine this flock of birds swirling around someone, which sort of almost forces them to dance as they watch them. I have this incredible memory as a child sitting in the car with my mum looking out onto the beach, and this huge flock or mass or whatever it was of birds came flying over us in sort of a wave, in a dance, in this amazing blobby kind of mass of movement through the sky. And it lasted for ages. It lasted for like 10 minutes at least. There were an incredible amount of birds in this big bird mass. My mum called it a bird's wedding. And every time she sees a flock of birds, she'll say, "Oh, look at the birdie's wedding." And that memory is just etched in my brain, and I think about it often whenever I see a flock of birds or a birdie's wedding. I think of that massive, incredible moment that I amazingly got to witness. I was definitely thinking about that while I was painting this piece. I wanted the movement of the birds to fly around her and make her dance, to make it look like she's dancing. And she is dancing in my head. I wanted to use a lot of pinks and reds and some purples in this piece. Pink is such a calming, but also such a lively colour. It's a really amazing colour. It's calming, it's exciting, it's vibrant, it's relaxing, it's soft. It can be all of these things, all of these descriptions. And birds can be like that too, I suppose. They can be lively and vibrant, or they can be calm and relaxing. Birds are such beautiful creatures, and I think pink matches them perfectly. The materials I used in this piece are acrylic gouache paints by the brand Holbein and Turner acrylic gouache. Acrylic gouache is great. It's like acrylic paint, but it has the consistency of gouache, and I love the way gouache looks, but sometimes the way gouache acts can be quite difficult for me because I really like to layer my paint. So acrylic gouache is perfect because it doesn't reactivate the way that gouache does when you layer a new layer on top of a layer. Did I say layer enough? The paper I'm using is a watercolor paper, 300 GSM cold press by the brand Etcher Lab. And the paintbrush is the Royal & Langnickel size 1, I think. It's a lining brush. I use it all the time. I've gone through so many of those brushes over the last few years. The palette that you see me using today is a handmade palette by Kibi Ceramics. And the little water vessel is one that I made using earthenware clay. I really can't believe we're already at number 11 of 12. I remember starting this journey thinking, oh, that's so many days. I don't know how I'm going to get through it. And I've been doing them one a day, and I've been coming up with the ideas pretty much on the day that I make this piece. So I'm filming it, painting it, editing it, and uploading it all within the same day. So it's taking a whole work day pretty much every day, if not more. And I'm very excited to have a few days off. But I'll be back after my few days off with a 13th piece, which will be for my Patreon reward that month, for this month, for October 2022. I highly suggest you go back and binge the last 10 episodes of this series. Let me know what you think. Let me know which collector is your favorite and how you resonate with them. Which one are you? And keep a lookout for the last one. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but we'll soon find out. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end and watching this video. I hope you enjoy the final piece. I really enjoyed painting this one. I had a really nice, relaxing, kind of meditative time painting this one. It was a really easy day for me. Some days in the past have been a real struggle to get through and to come up with ideas, but this one I feel like it just landed perfectly in my lap and I was able to make it happen the way I wanted it to happen. So I'm really proud of myself for that. It just goes to show that if you draw every day, if you try to come up with ideas every day, you sort of get there some way or another. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but it is like a muscle, I think. It gets easier. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye.